Hello everybody, I'm Raphael Perry and it's time for some more Sacred Fire. Here we stand, centuries before Agincourt, centuries before Alexander Nevsky and the battle on the ice, peasants against heavily armoured knights on horseback, armoured horses as well, on a frozen lake. Here, in a little Scottish glen, hard to discover, easily forgotten, a few daring Celts take their stand against Romans. Behind some thick mud, slings and spears at the ready, to fend off the heavily armoured Roman soldiers. We're almost going to pre-enact certain notorious later battles. And while this glen is hard to find but easily forgotten, the events that take place this day will have great significance upon the lives of those here present, especially those who will not leave to see the morrow. Let's play on. Everyone having agreed to the plan means they work together swiftly and efficiently. While the threat of an attack is at the forefront of your mind, having a solid plan helps you keep the jitters at bay. People glance up from time to time to watch the boy as he climbs higher and higher. What do? Glance up from time to time. Guilt against the orphans. Yes, I feel guilty that I made one of the orphans do this. Or stay focused on the entrance, +1 refugees respect. Sure, let's try to do this. You will yourself to focus on the glen's entrance. Noises from the crowd will alert you if something goes wrong. Indeed, I don't need to be constantly glancing up there, which would also remind the crowd that someone is placing themselves at great risk. If someone in the crowd notices, I'll know soon enough. A short time later, a few villagers are pointing up and sighing in relief, informing you that the boy has reached the ridge. Yeah, the orphans are good. They did good stuff. Suck on that, Igraine. You mean-spirited old hag. Of course, she's off licking her wounds, feeling rather sorry for herself. The bitter, nasty old woman who was poisoning children for some benefit of her own. Maybe so she could tend to them longer and have patience for longer and look after them. I don't know why. Why else? To prevent them from doing something? I can warm up some food and eat, stay vigilant, or check over my battle gear. Comfort. Comfort. Outfit. Comfort. What do I have currently from outfit? Beauty, menace, prestige, comfort. I could do with some of that. Seeking so it reduces intimidation, which I have virtually none anyway, but increases anger and pain resistance. And if there's an upcoming battle, that would be oh, my pain resistance is a bit low. I'd like to stay vigilant. I need the warriors to be on side. I think I'll check my gear. You make sure everything fits, holds, and works as it's supposed to after the long march. Ooh. How are warriors going to react to this? Yeah, they're fine. Some of the guards are doing the same, but so no one berates you for dividing your focus. Hey, look, we're not all doing it at once. Different people will be watching the area at different times. And I got what? Okay, enough points for a bonus. Followers, balance of power is 23%. Roman reinforcements at 95%, so they're coming anytime soon. A prisoner is valuable to Rome. That is the prisoner in particular, not any prisoner. Commander can't kill the prisoner. I should probably respect that. But the problem is, if these people go away and I invest any points in them, I'm pretty sure I lose those points, because I can remove points I've invested in things. Alright. She's lethal. Her own emotions surprise her. I should maybe put a point in there. We're likely to get in... The Romans are coming, probably. Wid will not be here with us. Igraine could cause trouble. Etain is a valuable ally, but I may need these points for later on after the battle. So I'm going to hold on to them for now. There is no forewarning, no unusual silence or calm before the storm. In an instant, a wave of slavers is streaming into the glen and charging at your formation. Again, these outfits are not entirely historical, especially these Celtic warriors. Celtic warriors of this period in Scotland, moustaches were very popular, long drooping moustaches. The hair would be somewhere between jaw and shoulder length. It would, and pretty much the same length all over, unless they had a fringe. And for battle, it would be greased up into spikes and swept back, so looking a bit like a hedgehog, and then just like hanging down at the back. Oh, what's this? Slaver's pain resistance check. Base 70, minus 20 for fear, minus 20 for anger. Their fear? I have a lot of fear. That is a potential problem. So this will cause me to be more defensive. I may need to... Yeah, I've got the points. Okay. A few of them noticed the shooters on the high ground and raised their shields. So they actually succeeded. Oh, they rolled an 8. Yeah, they're great. They're fine. I mean, they're our enemies, but... Yeah, so they fail the... They pass the hard rolls, we fail the easy ones. I see how it may be. Some of them stumble. When from high above, the boy sounds the alarm. Indeed, our friendly warriors may be returning to us sooner now. You hear children cry, and a terrible doubt tears at you for making Luan stay. I hope we can keep them safe. How do you deal with it? I shouldn't have got involved. That's trauma. I followed Wid's orders. That's not entirely true. The Romans are the wrongdoers here, not me. I have to do everything in my power to save them. Yes, I'm going with this because I'm wanting... Kara here is a leader who takes responsibility for other people, even when she shouldn't. This could be a fault, and we'll see how that may play out against her in future. Legionary shield wall. Yes, we're still seeing the legionnaires here because corrections have not yet been implemented. A shield wall of legionaries, led by the commander, follows the slavers. They came prepared. Someone betrayed your presence here. That can't be good. I may need to cancel this fear again. It's rising very quickly. What's my fear resistance like? 31. Oh, goodness, I need to work on that. Okay, well, not a lot I can do about it now. Soon enough, you recognize who. Running before the pack of slavers is Brian. His face black and blue. He's probably taken quite a beating. That's a lot of fear, and anger is rising. Anger helps us do aggressive things, but fear makes us very dangerous. You realize Luan, even though she is hiding far back on with the other children, must have spotted him too, and she cares for him. She may put herself at risk. One of the slavers is using the boy as a shield, hoping your side will hesitate to harm him. Yeah, I'm going to use another control point to calm those emotions for now. I may need to take action.
Son of a bitch.
Etain curses, but you're not sure who she means. Target a different enemy. I'll handle Brian. 25. Sure. Sure, I'm not gonna try and hurt someone behind the boy.
Loose!
Etain waits for him to get close, then yells "Loose!" and releases her first arrow. You can't tell what she intended because Brian slips at his first step in the thick mud. Remember, we understand Brian is clumsy, but he's also clever. We may be able to use this. Etain's arrow runs him through. He's dead before he falls. Wait, who? Who's dead? Brian or the man behind him? I think that's Brian. You shake your head in dismay, but there's no time to dwell on that as the slaver horde is trying to claw you to pieces. How the hell did I get this close to them? Oh well. With the first shot fired, your people positioned on both sides rain missiles down on the enemy. The one time I played this before, a month or so back, I was able to save Brian, but it was extremely difficult. I shouldn't have let her take the shot. I should have said, I'll handle him. Did she kill the boy? That is extremely unclear. You have just enough time to raise your shield as the attackers slam into the shield wall. We still have an understanding of Brian. Would that have been removed if he had perished? I cannot say. Hold the line. Shield slam. Boost it. You make sure to slam your shield full force into the charging enemy, bringing him to a dead halt. Both sides judder to a halt and start hacking mercilessly at each other. This is what shields are for, they keep you alive. Plus 40% risk chain bonus. For Wids warriors, who must be somewhere nearby, refugee warriors, archers count because of the mud, and enemy spots the archers gives a slight penalty to that. Okay, well. A slaver raises his spear on high to stab from above. I'll try dodge it. You're fast enough to dodge and he stumbles. Finish him before he regains his balance. Knockout is harder, so I'm just going to go for the straight kill. It's a battle. With the full force of your arm, you land a killing blow just as he begins to rise. Get down! Yep, that's a negative experience for them, alright. I killed one of them. Use the opening to attack the next man's flank. Knock him out or kill. I'm going to try just to knock him out of the fight. Critical! You swing the butt of your axe into the opening and knock him out. Great. Break through their shield wall and attack from behind. I'll give it a go. Everyone, charge! You break ranks and slip through the gap to the other side, wreaking havoc on the enemy's flank. Oh, that is... yeah, you get behind a shield wall. Depending on the shape of the shields, it affects how quickly they can turn it round and flip it to the other side. And how coordinated and how much of a mess the melee is. Their shield wall in disarray, more slavers begin to fall, and soon they're fleeing the field in panic. A few warriors shout your name when you feel a new bond being forged in the heat of battle. Warriors' trust has grown, which makes up for not boosting it earlier, although I could have probably done with both boosts, and I see the Romans in armour approaching. You notice the commander is not particularly moved by this result. You realise he only deployed the slavers to weaken you. Now comes the real assault. You can't tell from this distance, but it feels like he's looking right at you when he levels the point of his gladius in your direction. Could almost be a challenge or an instruction to his men. The legionaries move in unison and he follows. It certainly feels like he's coming for you. He's coming for us all. There's nothing you can do now to change the odds of the battle. The only thing you can do is not panic and pray to the gods that we all make it through this. The soft ground actually trembles a little from the legionaries approaching in lockstep. A few of the nearby fighters shift their weight nervously. That fear is rising again and may need to deal with that. Despite the advantage of a muddy battlefield, you're outnumbered and there is little hope you'll survive this. Fear 6, yeah, gotta cancel that out. Look, I've got a lot of motivation points and I need to keep these low for now. What do? Stand your ground, absolutely. Stand firm. Your mind accepts that there's nowhere to run. Holding the shield wall is the only option. Your people start raining missiles on the advancing legionaries, but their armor and broad shields protect them well, as you would expect. But at least it prevents the legionaries from hurling their spears at you, and your shields remain unencumbered. That's good as well, because the legionaries, they would throw the two spears. The first spear they'd throw would be into the shield, and then you'd have to get it out of the shield. It would be heavy, it would be sticking out of the shield, it would get in the way. You'd need to like put it down on the ground and stamp on it or something. And also it was designed to bend after it hit the shield, so it would be a hanging weight. And then they'd throw the second spear into you while you were dealing with the spear in the shield. And then they'd run in with their swords and fight. They reach your shield wall and slam against it at almost full force. But their feet are sinking into the mud and their heavy armour slowing them down after the first push. Let's hold the line. Shield slam. Boost it. You make sure to slam your shield full force into the advancing enemy, bringing him to a dead halt. This is familiar. Ooh, negative experience for Centurion. He didn't like the fact we were able to do that. The Romans hide behind their broad shields and swiftly stab with their short swords. Indeed they do. These are both... I'll boost and dodge. Again, I've got to... I'm good at getting these points back, so I can definitely afford to spend them. You're fast enough to dodge, but it diverts you from keeping pressure on your shield. Oh, that is very true. The gladius thrusts directly into your belly. Bloody hell. Failed dice roll means death. Well, I've got to boost that. Double boost. Triple boost. What the hell? I've got the points. You deflect the attack narrowly. Just avoiding being eviscerated, pretty much. Finally, slogging through the mud starts to wear them down, and the foe opposite you slips to his knees. Finish him off to create an opening. Look, I'm not going to try for the kill, I'm just going to try beat him down. You strike his helmet with the flat of your blade, knocking him out. That's good. Attack the legionary's flank, now exposed in the gap. Going for a kill. Oh, but the segmental lorica is pretty hard. I'd have to be like going in under the armpit or something. Well, I'll try. You eliminate the next Roman and jump into the opening, nimbly blocking a thrust on one side. Grazed. Haven't lost health. Okay, that's alright. A few warriors shout your name and you feel the rush of battle giving you new strength. Hooray! Oh, we got a boost here, that's good. Got some renown. The eagle. Oh, what's... Talon's shriek is strong enough to pierce the noise of battle. He's warning me of something. You turn instinctively to spot what danger he sees from above. You spot Maul, and to your shock he just released his axe your way in a mighty throw. He's a bastard. I mean, he tried to ambush me earlier and rob me. He is an absolute scum. I expected grain may cause trouble as well, but not during the battle but after. It misses you narrowly and hits something right behind you with a metallic clang, and you jerk to see what it hits. And that's not going to end well. Maybe he wasn't aiming at me, but maybe he was. The sudden turn saves your life, and the blade that would have ran you through and through only scratches your side.
No one defies Flavius Aquila.
He shouts, but his face betrays his surprise when he realizes his strike didn't take you out. This is new, right? Previously, he would automatically stab you, taking you down to 2 or 3 health, and you would have to do the whole fight on, like, you know, just 1 or 2, maybe 3 health at the most. And it was brutal. Now at least I've got some health to stand a chance. It seems the general has found me. You strike back at him instinctively, startled by the narrow escape. So Maul may have just saved my life. How do I feel about him? Struggles with his family's shame. Did I get -1 in justice? Or no, I think it's gone up. So the blocks reduce it, right? So is it that the sense of injustice blocks me from building a better relationship with him, or I have increased blocks against the sense of injustice I get from his action? I'm not sure. I can't remember. It's been a while since I last played this. Actually, it's been like last night. Words in your mother's tongue come to you. What do you say? The die hasn't been cast yet. Take a warm bath first. Roman dog, fight me like a man. Yeah, let's boost it as well. Twice! Hearing you speak their words without accent shocks him, and you land a hit knocking him down into the mud. Hey look, anything I can do that helps. Commander's negative experience increases, and he hates me more. I may be able to use that. His last centurion jumps in to help him stand, but he lashes out at him, injuring his face, striking with rage and embarrassment. Oh, that will not look good for his men. He's going to lose standing. You can count on him wanting to kill you himself. And I am shitting myself, so, yeah, that's a lot of fear. Despite your heroic efforts, you're being overrun. I could really do some help here. I should probably make a fighting retreat as well. What do you focus on? Killing Romans for renown. Focus on how to win. Give up. Save your men and followers. That's going to come at some kind of great personal cost. Let's try this. Boost. You realise the only way to survive this, even if Wid arrives in time, is if the Romans decide to retreat. And their commander probably has a lot to do with that. This will only happen if the commander is gravely injured or killed, but he won't risk his life facing you, except that's exactly what he wants to do. But he is a coward, and he likes sneak attacks and stuff, so he may use others to weaken me first. The only way to lure him in is to make him think he can finish you off easily, when you're injured and down on your knees. How do you spend your remaining strength? 11? It says 13 here. Save my men and followers. I'm not going for renown. You fight valiantly and save several of your men, but soon you're covered with cuts and bruises, and it's brought me back down to the wounded state where he's then going to try and kill me again. Yeah, this is now like last time, but I'm close to getting a point back, so I'll be able to spend a point soon. The rush and rage of battle offers you a way out of the savage pain. Go berserk and die. I'll have to drop to my knees. Banking on the arrogance of the commander who wants to kill you himself, you drop to your knees. You don't need to look up to know he's taken the bait. And this, I seem to recall being extremely dangerous, especially at low health. So, I have to fight him now at low health anyway, regardless of avoiding the initial stab, which would have put me in this situation as well. The slim hope that you can still win this helps you cope with the pain. He's preparing to behead you when a powerful sound shakes the valley. We have sounded the alarm, so reinforcements may be coming. Your luck just turns for the better. Wid is back inside the valley. That's good to know, and it's a positive experience. It gives us hope. As your senses sharpen, he strikes down. What do? Swing backwards, die but take him with me, or dodge? Failed dice roll means death, so I need to boost a lot here. Hey, did I get a point of health back then? Up to 3? Interesting. Dodge. Dodge! The blade misses you by a hair's breadth and you waver to win back your balance. Staggering hopefully to my feet. Okay, he has 39 health, and I've got a mere smidgen in comparison. 30 motivation, 1 fear, 9 anger, So he's going to be very aggressive, and plus 21% perceived threat. So he thinks I'm a big threat to him. So he will not feel so much pain, will be easily intimidated. Right, maybe I'll be able to use that. I've gained a rank, extra motivation, blocks resistance, all leader skills +1, extra renown, and I'm in extreme danger. He curses but regains balance with trained precision. 3 turns. Friendly reinforcements. Okay, I've got to last 3 turns and not die, which means I can't let him hit me once. While his men fear his retribution for interfering, you see they are ready to jump in should you try any tricks. Yeah, so that's risky for starters. The only way to defeat him is to drain him 1 hit at a time, making them hesitate to declare you the victor until it's too late, so chip away at him slowly. You can also drag things out and simply wait till Wid comes to your rescue, saving your strength to defend only. Given my current condition, that's probably a really good idea. You feel pain. No kidding! What do? Try to outsmart him, try to provoke him, intimidate. If I try any tricks, the Romans will get me, so if I try to provoke him, he might make an attack, but I'll need to be able to defend myself against that. Intimidate? Not yet. I'll try for a provocation. You draw upon your rage. I have scant little of that right now. Choose your action. Flex casually, an ignorant dodge, which could hurt like hell. Patronize him. Dodge and slap. Yes, like dodge out of the way and then like slap him with the flat of my blade or like my hand or something. Sure. He aims for your head. Boost. 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 Boost! You manage to dodge his strike and use the opportunity to slap his face. Look, it was a lot of points, it kept me alive, it bought me some time. 18. He is extremely angry. He turns red with anger as you playfully show your skill and dominance. He hasn't lost any motivation points yet. His anger is at 10, which is really high. Extra move gained, extending the round. Attack. This is risky. A small attack. You find resolve to execute a planned attack. Select a target. Head, arms, body, legs. I'll go legs. Your hit connects and he yells in pain. A critical hit. Okay, 3 damage. I gotta take him down slowly. But hey, I'll take it. I'm really pleased, but I've gotta hope I can stay alive now. He fumes with rage, but regains control, costing him 2 motivation points and 1... Wait. 3 motivation points? Yeah, I think so. Or just 2. Because that's a defensive. Oh, he spent 2 on attacking, 1 on defending. So I want to be defending. He performs a series of deadly moves to intimidate you. I want to not be scared. Hey, you know what? I want to really not be scared. He is dangerous, but you manage to remain calm. Down to 19 of my precious motivation points. If it gets down to like 14 or 12, I'll be in trouble. You can sense he didn't expect you to be this tough. Positive experience. So my positive experience dealing with him, or like, he's like, oh, more of a challenge. Yeah, I'm at attack penalty and big defense penalty due to what he's doing and my injuries and pain. No war cry or angry shout betrays your brother. His body is a raw force battering the Roman commander. Yeah, do it, Wid! You hear the sickening sound of bones snapping as they go down. Noticing their commander fall, the Romans rush to his side. Oh, Wid, you may need saving now. Wid is already back on his feet. He dispatches 2 soldiers who didn't expect Wid would leave the commander to turn towards you. Blood loss and exhaustion are taking their toll on you. Indeed they are. I mean, look at it. 3/15, that's 1/5. You know, that's like 80% dead. Your head spins wildly as Wid half drags, half carries you out of danger. The last thing you see is Roman soldiers carrying their injured commander away. How do you spend your last ounce of strength? Be angry? No. Protect. You should have killed him. I knew you'd come. When you briefly regain consciousness, the first sensation isn't pain. That follows soon enough, but first you feel the alluring sensation of gentle fingers moving through your hair.
There's no head injury, so if her wounds don't turn bad, she'll live.
A melodic female voice says there's no head injury, so if her wounds don't turn bad, she'll live. You attempt to open your eyes to see who's speaking, but the effort exhausts you.
She needs...
The voice is saying, but you lose the battle to stay awake. What's your last thought? Quiet. I need rest. Says, shut up, I'm trying to rest. By the gods, I hope we'd fetched a good healer. I want to keep listening to that voice. What is she saying? Too bad I wasn't awake for more of that examination. Why should I be angry about that? Probably 2 or 3. I'll just go with 2, to be honest. I hope he fetched a competent healer. It's not Igraine. I don't recognize her voice. In the end, your body decided what you needed most, and your mind slips into nothingness again. Got a health point back, though. When you next wake, you manage to open your eyes. You're being carried on a makeshift leather stretcher, softening the steps of the men carrying you. It's quite possible the stretcher poles are literally spears, just because they're there and capable of being used. All you can see is the night sky, and you quickly spot the North Star. Your training tells you you're moving northwest towards Fort Dunad. It's Scottish, not Welsh, so that is Dunad and not Dunaf. Your eyelids quickly grow heavy again, and the gentle bumping rhythm of your journey calls you back to sleep. And it seems now poor Brian is well and truly dead. We were not able to save him, unless we learn otherwise. What do you make of it? I need to regain my strength. I hate being weak. I hate depending on people. It's good to be part of a loyal group. Look, ideals are rocketing. Getting that trauma down is probably a good thing too, though, right? So, yeah, I need to regain my strength. You fall into a deep, dreamless sleep, and now I've got a 0 in blocks for the first time ever. Block represents an inability to perform a mental action. Intense experiences form blocks that drive your behavior to avoid pain. So, yeah. Well, the trauma affects a lot of things there. It affects all 4 of those and 3 of those. But I don't need to worry about trauma for a long time. You wake to a cold sensation on one side and hot on the other, and sit up with an effort.
Slowly.
A voice warns, and your head spins wildly. A woman who must be the healer who has been caring for you steadies you. Her scent is pleasant and something you've never encountered before. What, soap? Hey, look, they're Iron Age kilts. Actually, wait, Iron Age Bronze Age? No, Iron Age kilts, yeah. She withdraws and you can see your people resting around several fires nearby. Your whole body hurts, but worse is the first. Your lips, mouth and throat are all maddeningly dry. If Brian is dead, Luan will be really upset about it, and we will feel guilty about it as well. And I imagine Etain won't be particularly happy either. What do you do? Oh shit! Give me a motivation point. I'm gonna swear for no reason. Help! Water! Ask her for water politely, gets her respect a bit. Reach for a water bottle. Upsets her. Yeah, let's ask. Healer. Water, please. You're in severe pain and can't bring yourself to delay quenching your thirst any longer. Yes, I bloody can. I can even spend a motivation point to do it.
Here you go. Drink slowly.
The woman says, handing you a bowl of water, and maybe she'll help me drink slowly. She looks older than her voice sounds. Or does she? I mean, she looks late 30s, I'd say, from some of these creases. Her voice sounds mid to late 20s, maybe early 30s at the latest. But it also sounds early 20s trying to sound older. Hard to say. What do you do? Gulp it down? Or try to drink slowly? Sure. You restrain yourself, and even the first sip feels as though the water has doused a fire, tormenting your every breath. Won't the Romans see these fires? Where is Wid? How long have I been out? Thank you for saving my life. Sure, I'll go for this if I can. You're not very lucky. Not many survive such blood loss, she states. That line was not voiced. This may be... No, I think this wasn't new content. Huh, well anyway. Let's see how we go. How long have I been out? 2 days, she nods gravely. Wid is observing the enemy. They've retreated and haven't moved since, she adds. So he's doing well out there guarding, watching them. You glance up at the sky to get a sense of time. A familiar silhouette circles above you. The eagle. Also, loads of... We're going to get another motivation point soon, and it'll be wasted. You feel grateful to Talon as he did warn you about the backstabbing like you trained him to. He's never been left to fend for himself for so long. For this long, even. What do? Feed him? Ignore him? I'd like you to meet someone else who saved my life. She looks surprised when you raise your hand in the signal Talon is trained to recognize, but soon catches up. You barely manage to ready the dried meat as Talon descends at full speed and starts to feed immediately. So, this act, we've literally lost, like 15 wealth points now. And had no opportunity to really gain it. I think we've lost 16 and gained 1. Mindset, we do want to resist something. I don't have what it takes. Hey look, I really had what it took on the battlefield there. We were all alone in the end. Not true, I've got my people with me. I'm incomplete. What do I feel I'm missing? But sure, not all alone in the end. There we go. And I've got enough people points as well. And we have a stranger with no understandings just yet, but it may be worth putting some points in there later on. And oh, we're at the top now, ahead of Wid. That is very unusual. And I don't mind really, but it would be nice for him to get a few more points. He does well in this story. You barely manage to ready the dried meat as Talon descends at full speed and starts to feed immediately. His shriek saved me in the last battle. She nods and observes him with a detached expression on her face. Eagle. Now, the Romans respect eagles a lot, but for Celts, in this time period, an eagle, possibly, maybe also a falcon or hawk or kestrel. An eagle's really large, so it feels slightly odd. You recall the day you first saw Talon, freshly hatched, as if it was yesterday. I found him young and he chose to stay. I climbed up to a nest and took a hatchling. We'd found him and brought him home as a gift from me. I could do with the strength and the empathy. Oh, that's huge. But yeah, let's go with the empathy. Then you do know how to protect the weak, she utters, and there is an edge to her voice. The boy with me arrow. Injustice. Yeah. So she could have gained something nasty there. Like a bit of enmity towards me of some sort. What's wrong? Did I do something to offend you? I'll think. Hey, look. Brian. Life of, as in no longer breathing. She seems to be implying you failed to protect someone weak. Is she angry about you not saving the treacherous boy? Look, it wasn't his fault. He didn't have to die. Mistrust. These are all bad. Did I do something to offend you? No. Are you angry at me for not saving the boy? I don't want to talk about it, she says calmly, but you can tell she is ready to leave. Oh dear. Could I please get something to eat?
This will help you regain your strength,
she says, handing you a bowl of hot stew. I suppose that whole section may have been silent because Brian was supposed to survive, and maybe that's why that branch hadn't been voiced yet. I won't ask her name, I'll just eat. She's given me the food after all. A woman with a baby approaches the healer and the two of them leave. You don't know if it's thanks to the cook or your ravenous hunger, but the stew tastes delicious. It must have been something trivial because she returns soon after you finish the stew. I'll observe her, sure. Her appearance, manners and speech would suggest high standing, but she has a working woman's hands. She's hard working. I won't push for that yet, I'll wait till at least know her name. There are a longbow and quiver among her things, unusual for a healer. The longbow is a little unusual this early. There's more techniques in building and crafting that. That's more of a medieval weapon, so that's truly impressive she has such a weapon this early. And that she has the strength to use it as well. You need to be really strong to use a longbow. You recognize the fletching. She is the mystery archer who stopped you from running into the slavers in the woods. So my mistrust towards her is decreasing, her mistrust towards me has grown. She's the mystery archer. And you know what? I'll put some in here as well and hold on to the rest. The rest of her equipment is what you'd expect for a healer, just more of it. You realize you've found the expert healer who you can tell about the herbs Luan collected. So that's positive, right? You know what? Sure. She's an expert healer. We'll put 2 points in that. Straight away. What do you do? I recognize that fletching.
You do? There is an excellent fletcher at the fort. His arrows are in high demand.
She says lightly. I don't remember Attain carrying them. That's respect. Sure, because we can come... That's a cycle, so we can come back after that.
No, I think she prefers to rely on her own work.
She offers. Some days ago, an arrow just like that one signaled for me to hide. She says indifferently. They also risked their life and led the enemy away. I didn't get a clear look, but the archer was a woman, so both of these are positive. I think she doesn't want recognition. She doesn't want to be called out for it. She wants to be anonymous. But yeah, they also risked their life and led the enemy away.
And you think that proves it was me who led the slavers away?
No, I think it was someone with those arrows. Smile knowingly and let it rest. I do need to build up that trust again a little. She stays detached and stern. Did I say something out of place?
I'm sorry, I've got a lot of work to do.
She says absent-mindedly. I'd like you to take a look at these herbs.
I hope you didn't ingest those in any form.
After a quick glance at them, she says, I hope you didn't ingest those in any form. Our healer brews them for the orphans in her care. Please, this is very important to me. What are its effects?
Well, it's not lethal, if that's what you're asking.
She begins.
But they'll give you a stomachache for days.
And Luan did mention having a lot of tummy aches.
Why is it so important to you? Do you plan to use it against the Romans?
She won't like it if I tell her a healer was using this on healthy people. Can it be used to turn their rations back? No. Will you testify to its effect? Someone was using it to hurt others. Sure,
That's horrible. Are you certain about this?
She asks. Tell her how Luan got better. I'll need a healer to back me up when I confront them. She got better because Brian accidentally knocked over the... You can gradually see how your account dispels any doubts she might have had, and our anger went down quite a lot there. That's good.
What do you plan to do?
She asks cautiously. We'll see. Banish them. Crispy, do you have any suggestions? Sure. Do you have any suggestions on how to treat a healer who would do this to people in their care?
If someone's been weakening the community for her own benefit for years, banishment.
She says, firmly. Need to get rid of that anger intensity. There we go.
Perhaps I could be of assistance if I knew more about it.
She offers. I'll tell her more of Igraine and Luan. You can gradually see how your account dispels any doubts she might have had again.
I could take your friend Luan in as an apprentice.
She offers after a short while. You know, that might be good for the girl. Especially if she's got a bit of a gift for healing.
Since I don't actually need the help, she'd have time to take care of her little friends.
She explains.
I've seen her with them. She's a natural for the task. She'll find fulfillment there.
She says, softly. I think she'd like that. Oh, thank you. Sympathy. I've built a bit of sympathy already. Let's see. Hostility. We got a bit of mistrust and envy. No, 3 mistrust. But also 5 trust. 1 sympathy, 1 respect, 1 pardon. Want to reduce her mistrust, my mistrust and envy, and increase... Well, respect and trust are already good. So getting her trust is good. Sorrow. Let's hope she's still among the living. Bloody hell. I think she'd love that.
Excellent. Let's just hope they're all right.
She frowns.
I'm sure Wit is looking out for them.
She adds quickly.
You should try to rest now.
She says and takes her leave. I still don't know her name. Should have tried. Maybe I'll find out later. Your whole body hurts, but you're tired and fall asleep after the hearty meal. The last thing you hear is the sound of Talon's wings as he takes off. It makes you feel a little bit less alone. You don't know how long you've been out when the sound of a familiar voice reaches your mind. It's Attain, and to your surprise, you feel her take your hand into hers. Despite a fever burning you up from inside, your limbs feel brittle with cold and you fail to move at all. She seems not sure whether you're awake or not, then she says, "The girl's gone." What, the healer or Luan? Both would be bad. You force yourself to open your eyes, but fail. The weird thing is you don't feel pain, just weakness. She could mean me as well. "Don't you dare die on me too," she rasps through clenched teeth, and a tear as cold as ice drops onto your cheek. Oh no, has the healer abandoned me because of the way that was playing out? Or what do you do? I'll try to let her know that I'm here. I'm going to boost and roll. It takes everything you've got, but you manage to squeeze her hand gently and her hand tightens around your fingers. The warmth of her breath on your face as she leans closer brings relief. But it pales at the sensation spreading through your whole body when her lips press against yours. Look, we're good friends. What do you do? Look, I'm well cacked on, okay. It took all the strength I could to... "I'll burn this world to the ground, I swear," she whispers, and the steel in her voice sends shivers down your spine. Oh god, what's she gonna do? What's happening here? This is not good. What do you make of it? I couldn't agree more. Let's kill them all. No. I wish I could let her know how much I care. We'll have to talk about that rage of hers eventually. Yeah, we really will. She's just looking for someone to kill her. No, look, she has serious anger management issues. You feel your exhaustion taking over and her breaking off the kiss. The last thing you feel is another cold tear hitting your cheek. Wow, that zhunk up to chapter end there really quickly. Well, we got a load of experience, lost yet more wealth, more renown, more goodwill. And we're at the end of a chapter. I'm going to leave this one here. That was certainly interesting. Some interesting developments. We got some health back. We had a fight with the Romans. We received healing from a mysterious benefactor. And we seem to be approaching some kind of fortress. Donad, I believe. I hope you've all enjoyed this episode. And I will look forward to seeing you all in the very next one. But I'm going to say goodbye for now and cheerio. See you all soon.